Why did I do this to myself? Why did I watch a Wattpad movie? What the fuck is wrong with me? And why did I do this instead of finish my other review? Okay, let's just get this started. After is a teen porno that's PG-13, written by a fucking teenager on Wattpad who really wants to give Harry Styles or someone a big ol' blowjob. The movie starts with the absolute worst CGI I've ever fucking seen, and there's like 40 different studio names that are a part of this. After this, we get a shitty exposition monologue about this chick named Tessa reliving the time she fucked this one dude. And now, after him, there's just after. No fucking way, dude. That is not dialogue written in this movie. They did not just say that. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. R/I am 14 and this is deep material right here. Okay, so we get this scene where the camera is zooming out of Tessa's face as she's lying on their bed and there's somber piano music playing. She's finishing packing up for college and then meets her mom in the kitchen where her mom is going over her checklist for what she needs. And then this gay-looking faggot walks in and is like, oh, I can get anything she needs if she forgets it. Simp! So they get in the car and drive off, and this shitty pop music plays as we follow a car drive down a freeway with no traffic at all. Jesus, I wish I lived there. They arrive at the college and they're walking into the dorms, all three of them holding one box each. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me this chick has only enough stuff to fill 3 boxes? God, she must be boring as fuck then. They walk into her dorm and we're met with what I think is going to be Emo Bitch 1 and Slut Bitch 1. I say this because they're in dark lighting and they're wearing slut clothes, which means they are wearing clothes that show skin, and the mom is not happy about this. Tessa introduces herself and her entourage to her roommates. Emo Bitch uses a mod, and Slut Bitch says they can get her into all the best places without even needing a fake. Jesus Christ, at least wait until her mom has left the room. Well, the guy-looking faggot Noah looks interested, at least. Mom walks out and Tessa follows while Noah is just left in the room and he's super awkward around these girls. Mom is naturally upset with who her daughter's roommates are, but her daughter is able to talk her out of requesting a room change because they smoke weed. I'll admit, I'm not living at college, but I'm like 99% sure you can't smoke weed or cigarettes on school grounds. Even if you can, 100% sure you can't do so indoors and in dorms. There is no way, party college or not, that they allow the use of drugs on campus. Okay, so we then cut to her mom giving her kisses goodbye, and I'm actually impressed. They aren't doing the whole, "Ugh, Mom, I'm a fucking adult, leave me alone," cliche. I'm impressed. This actually feels like a genuine goodbye a mom and daughter would have after one moves out. Considering that they didn't even go out of state or even that far, I'm also impressed the mom isn't crying her eyes out. Okay, movie. You got me. That's 1 point. Noah is sad Tessa is leaving, and it's revealed they're dating, and he's still in high school. I mean, guess there's worse relationships out there. So back in the dorm, Tessa is offered to have a vape from Emo Bitch. Okay, I forgot their names. Okay, that's what I'm going to call them for this movie. I don't even remember if they actually had any names, or if they just... That's what I'm calling them. Fuck off. And Tessa declines. Emo then says, ugh, who brings books to college? Okay, found the play. Take those points off the board. You had a chance, movie. You lost it. Yeah, that play's coming back. Emo leaves and Tessa finishes unpacking, and then it cuts to Tessa sleeping later that day. Okay, so the next morning it's really funny because it's supposed to be the first day of school for her, and she's literally the only person leaving the dorms and on the front lawn moving towards the classes. What? That's the most unrealistic part of this movie. Has anyone working on this actually gone to college? Because I don't even live on campus, and that's not what it's like at all. So she walks into this building and this black kid is standing by the door and she asks if this is Econ 101. He's like, yeah, and she tries to open the door and it's locked and the black kid laughs at her. What a dick. Wait, how early are they? If they're the only 2 students here when the teacher shows up to unlock the door just a few seconds later, how early did they get here? Well, the next scene shows that they're not early because after they walk in, the entire class fills up despite not being present at all in the last scene. For some reason, they don't sit next to each other, but instead sit a seat apart even after exchanging names. Okay. Oh yeah, his name's Landon, by the way. Okay, the next scene, it's night and we cut to Tessa in the shower and her clothes are on the floor for some reason and got wet or something. How? Why? Never mind. Okay, let me see if I can describe this scene for you. She walks back to her room in her towel, walks into her room, opens her closet, and only after having the closet door open does she notice a guy sitting on her bed because there's a mirror in the closet that is reflecting her side of the room, which is where the guy is. Let me try to paint a better picture. The door is in the middle of the room. There are no walls inside the room. The beds are on the left and right side of the room. The guy is on the left while the closet is on the right. The mirror reflects the left side of the room. My question is, how did she not see him when she walked into the room? Her reaction to it is amazing too, as she just says, "Oh, you're in the wrong room." No freak out or anything, even though she's naked and there's a guy in her room. So the dude is revealed to be British, so we know he's the bad guy, and replies he's in the right room. Doesn't react at all and instead asks how he got in, and he pulls out a key ring. What the fuck? Holy shit, this dude has fucking keys to the dorm? What the fuck? That's not okay on so many levels. Who wrote this? A horny incel or a horny teenage girl? Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure which one is worse. She asks him to leave and he doesn't and says he's not going to watch her get dressed. Run! Run! Get out of there! Call campus police! There's a fucking creep in your dorm refusing to leave while you are naked! Get out of there! Emo bitch comes in and it's revealed she and British dude are together or something. That still doesn't make it okay. If this dude was not good looking in any way, this movie would be a horror movie about a stalker. But because he's hot, it's apparently okay. Let me quickly just stop everything and talk about this for a minute. This is not okay. It doesn't matter what your story is entailing. If this was a standard porn, fine, I guess that works. It's still creepy, but in the context of a standard porn, I guess it works. But this isn't a standard porn. This is a PG-13 movie intended for young teenage girls to watch. This is bad on multiple levels because this will give them a false impression of what is or isn't okay. They will think a hot guy showing up into their room unannounced, uninvited will be okay because he's hot. This is really bad because this will and does lead to unhealthy relationships because the girl thought just because the guy is hot, it's okay for him to do not okay things. Seriously, this is how abusive relationships start. By telling someone it's okay this happened because he's hot. This is not a good message to spread, especially to impressionable teenagers. Okay, so they invite Tessa to a party and she says no, so British guy walks out with Emo, but before he does, he makes this comment. Great Gatsby, a great book. Okay, you got that part right. It was a pretty damn good book. I'm not sure I'd call it great, but I hate to spoil it for you, but it was all a dream. Okay, what the fuck? The Great Gatsby was not a dream. It was the embodiment of the American dream. The story itself was not all a dream. No, it's about the idea of the American dream and how it's virtually unattainable, much like Gatsby's love for Daisy was unattainable. It was not the whole thing happening to someone while they slept. Someone has very clearly not read the book or even did a Google search on it. I mean, come on. How do you mess that up? Ugh, I'm getting upset. Thankfully, Tessa says, actually, it was all a lie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. You got that right, movie. You got that right. I appreciate that. Thank you, movie. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It then cuts to the next day where Tessa's in a coffee shop doing homework when emo bitch and British guy come by and the two make deep, slow motion eye contact. Not sure why he's at a coffee shop buying coffee, but whatever, I guess. That's a joke because he's British and they drink tea. Tessa goes back to school and is studying in the library when Emo says they're going to a party that night. Didn't school just start? How are there so many parties already? So they dress up with Tessa wearing a formal dress and Emo wearing a skin-revealing clothing. We then see Emo and Slut make out. Emo then introduces Tessa to everybody. After some pointless banter, Tessa's given into peer pressure. She drinks alcohol for the first time and watches British guy make out with this girl. They then play Truth or Dare, and this is the lamest party I've ever seen. The music is super quiet and in another room. There's people in that other room, and they're very quiet as well. Anyway, Tessa says truth, and then they ask her where the craziest place she ever had sex was. That's super inappropriate. Well, it's revealed that Tessa is a virgin, so they virgin shame. Yay! They then dare her to make out with British guy. Don't do that. His teeth will get everywhere. She then rejects him, and he makes this evil-looking face that should have turned this movie into a horror movie. Ooh! She then walks outside the house and calls her boyfriend, and he asks where she's at because it's really loud even though it's completely quiet outside. He then gets super upset that Tessa is not only at a party, but she also had a drink. I mean, I get getting worried, but upset? Bro, grow up. You don't control her. She rightfully hangs up on him and walks upstairs into a rapey-looking room that belongs to a British guy. It turns out British guy really likes to read too because he has tons of books. British guy walks up to her and she gets somewhat aggressive at her being in his room and then quotes a book. Ah, a sophisticated gentleman. Bitch, you don't get the right to be upset she's in your room, you fucking asshole. Holy shit, the dude's going in for a kiss! That's sexual assault! Why does she kiss him? Why is she kissing him? Well, thankfully she stops herself after a second! Oh my god, that's not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay! So she walks away and Noah texts her and says he's disappointed in her and he told her mother. Holy shit, dude, fuck off. I made a joke to my friend after he had a few shots and told me about it that I would tell his mother about it. But that was a joke. This dude is a fucking control freak. He then says he's doing what he thinks is best for her. Jesus Christ, dude. You don't know what's best for her. You do not own her. You do not control her. She is her own person. The next day she walks into class and sits next to Landon, who's literally the token black guy. British dude is also in the class, and it's revealed he's read Pride and Prejudice. Sure he has. I'm not a big reader. I don't usually read. But I have read a good amount of books in my time. Pride and Prejudice is not one. And from what I've heard, it's not exactly a page-turner either. So I really don't buy that, oh, pretty sweet-looking British guy is able to read such a big, long book and actually enjoyed reading big, long book because he's just such a good guy. I really don't buy that. Because Pride and Prejudice, from what I've heard, really isn't like a page-turner of a book. It's slow and it takes a while to get into. Okay, so I mentioned this is a Wattpad story, right? I'm pretty sure the author of this story was very nerdy and shy while in high school, so she read a lot of books and wrote the story as a fan fiction to Harry Styles because guys at her school weren't paying her attention. I really don't buy Party Boy British guy has read these types of books. It just doesn't seem realistic. Anyway, British guy says that the guy in the book gave the girl much more than she deserved and then said that we are hardwired to love and we can turn it on or off as we want, but it's all a social construct or something. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Sounding a lot like an angry incel here. Tessa then argues it was one of the first feminist novels because the girl rejected the rich boy for being an asshole to her in the book, and British guy's like, "What's a load of guff?" Oh boy, nothing like a misogynistic asshole to make me hate this guy more. The two then argue because the story is apparently a parallel to real life. Oh brother, we all know how this is gonna end anyway. After class, British guy says he enjoyed the class and he had fun, and Tessa says she has a boyfriend, and British guy says he thought they were talking about books and walks away with a smirk. Landon then tells her his mom is dating British guy's dad. Well, that's convenient. His dad is apparently a chancellor. Of what? The college? The government? We never get answers for this either. We then cut to Tessa and Emo at a tattoo parlor, and it's revealed that Tessa has only had one boyfriend in her life, and they make fun of her for it. We then cut to Tessa's room where Emo and Slut start having sex in front of her. Oh my god, what the fuck, movie? Tessa is then at the coffee shop, and British guy is there once again for some reason, and he says he can't stay away from her. That's creepy as fuck, dude. He justifies his answer by saying that's because she's roommates with his friend. And after inviting her to a place, she finally tells him to fuck off. Alright, movie's over. Can't believe it. Wasn't that bad. Nope! She decides to go with him. I'm like, God, I freaking hate this movie! Another shitty pop song plays as they drive miles away from the school into the fucking woods. No, at this point, if something happens to her, it's all her fault. I don't like saying that, but at a certain point, you gotta take responsibility for your own actions. So if he ends up killing her or something, it's all on her. Anyway, he takes her to this very pretty lake, and he says it's his favorite place, and he invites her in for a swim and takes his clothes off. Yeah. He offers her to wear his t-shirt as he encourages her to get in. For some reason, she agrees to come into the water, so he helps her in. Have either of these people actually been in a lake before? It's not warm water. It's usually freezing. She shouldn't be acting like this is just like some swimming pool water on a hot summer day. Lake water is freezing. As they swim around, she asks him what he loves most, and he conveniently replies with himself. Wow, big surprise there. He then asks her what her boyfriend's name is, and she tells him he's not at the school and is still in high school. She says they're dating because he's nice to her, and British guy replies with, "Isn't that another word for boring?" Oh, fuck off, movie. You see what I mean about this movie being bad for impressionable teens? You know what? Just give him a 15-yard penalty. Fuck you, movie. They then go underwater, and for some reason, he tries to say it's to show her that the silence is of the water of something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. It's dumb because the lake is silent. There's not a single bird chirping, not a single leaf blowing in the wind. It's silent. After a long several minutes, Tessa's just floating around in the lake, and I don't They swim up to each other, and she says she thought he wanted to just be friends, and he replies with, they can't just be friends, and then they kiss. This is not okay! Why is this movie treating it like it is? Why are they making out? This is a terrible thing that's happening. The worst part is after they get out of the water and get dressed, she holds his hand as he rubs her hair and runs his hand down her chest and slowly starts to pull her shirt up and rub her stomach. There was no consent given! She has a boyfriend! This scene would have been fine if he was her boyfriend! But he's not! This is creepy as fuck! You know what? Fuck it. 2 flags on the play, both 15 yards. They're then at a restaurant acting all cute and lovey, eating fish and chips, and she orders her food with no ketchup. Gosh, aren't they just so goddamn cute? When she asks him about his past, he says he's not interested in talking about it. Oh boy, here we go. Look, I kind of understand the argument he makes. I get that you shouldn't necessarily judge a person based off of the past decisions alone. And I also get that you probably wouldn't really know a person just by telling you about their past. But at the same time, not telling someone about your past is a big red flag. This applies to a lot of things as well. Sure, maybe not necessarily on something like the first date or after meeting a person, but if the person continues to refuse to talk about their past, be that a sexual past, their life past, or whatever, that's a huge red flag. And if they just won't say, then you are obligated to stop talking to them. However, in this instance, he's not only doing this as a way to control her, he's also doing this because he's an asshole. He asked her plenty of questions about herself earlier, but when she asks him why he's at this school, he gets super defensive and won't answer. This is a major red flag, which is another 5-yard penalty. She then gives him the love eyes and says she's waiting for him to reveal his true self. She asks him why he's had so many love novels if he doesn't believe in love, and he says, maybe you shouldn't believe everything I say. That's not a good thing to say. Emo girl and emo guy show up, and after emo girl asks Tessa how her boyfriend is, British guy says that they're leaving. Tessa asks him why British guy is embarrassed to be seen with her, and he goes off on a tirade about how he doesn't date. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all know that. It's kind of insane she doesn't know that. So the next scene has a better version of that song Complicated playing. It's much slower than the actual version, and the singer is actually pretty decent. I don't really like the song as is, but this version is fine, I guess. I'm only talking about the song because there's nothing of note in this scene, so I wanted to comment on the song instead. The next scene, however, is creepy as fuck. British guy's inside her bedroom, sitting on her bed, shirtless, and it's revealed to be a dream. Why are you infatuated with this guy? Why are you dreaming something like this? Anyway, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend outside her dorm, and he has flowers, so they decide to hang out and go to a party in the woods. Tessa introduces her boyfriend to her shitty friends, and they play a game of suck and blow. I have no idea what this game is. I saw this in 13 Reasons Why too, and I don't know what the point is. Basically, they're holding a playing card on their lips, and they kiss the other person to pass the card along. But if they lose the card, the person they're passing it to has to do something to them. Like, I think they make out or something. That's fucking creepy. Anyway, this grown man that hangs around the group loses the card by blowing it away when he would have passed it to Tessa, and her boyfriend tells him to fuck off, but when he doesn't, British guy pushes him and a fight starts. Tessa and Noah go back to the dorm and watch a movie instead. While Noah is sleeping, Tessa gets a call from Landon, so she walks her bike to where it is. That defeats the point of a bike. Landon tells her that British guy won't talk to him, so he asks her to talk to him for him. She tells British guy she was worried about him, and he gets bitter and asks why she's not with her boyfriend. He then goes on a drunken rant about how his dad is getting married and drops a bottle of beer in spite after she asks him to stop drinking. She then tries to pick the glass up, but cuts herself, and he takes her inside to patch her up and tries to apologize for her and how he treated her. Yeah, you should apologize, you fucking asshole. He then tries to say that he's changing his mind on the whole not dating thing, and they make out. Are you fucking kidding me? Her boyfriend is literally in her dorm right now. Well, for fuck's sake, they're making out on his bed. Why are they taking their clothes off? What is happening? Oh my god, is he eating her out? Oh my god. They then fall asleep together on his bed, and the next morning Noah calls her, wondering where she was. She rushes back to the dorm and makes up a bullshit excuse that a friend needed help, and then, out of nowhere, British guy comes around a tree and Noah connects the dots. He is naturally very upset and just walks away. Man, I feel bad for this guy. He didn't do anything wrong, but because this is a shitty teen girl's wet dream, he gets beaten with a stick. Tessa goes into her dorm and cries to her roommate, and another shitty pop song plays as her roommate comforts her. Yeah, sure, whatever. Emo girl has emotions to help her in this time of need. Fuck off, movie. We get a montage of her crying and ignoring calls and texts from her mother and British guy until the song ends and British guy and Tessa are on a roof of the small shed or something. Tessa then tells him her sob story of how her dad left them when she was 10 and how Noah was always there for her. Oh, it's so cute and sweet, guys. British guy says it's not her fault, and she says it is. Finally! She takes responsibility for her actions. Too bad they fuck it up in the next scene. So she and British guy are in the library and hide so they can wander around after closing time. Are there no cameras in this place? How are they getting away with this? Anyway, they cuddle up and he reads her a book, but then they have to hide because a security guard is patrolling the area and he's old and fat. So he can't catch up with them as they run away, holding hands as another song plays. God, what was the budget for this movie? You know what? Fuck it. Just give them another 15-yard penalty. I don't fucking care anymore. I really just don't fucking care anymore. Fuck this movie. So we get another montage. This time it's showing Tessa and British guy being all lovey-dovey with each other. Oh, it's just so cute and sweet. It's just so cute and sweet. I could cry. Oh, it's just so cute and sweet. Fuck you, movie. Just fuck you. After the montage ends, the astronomy teacher makes a parallel to her life, and we get this shitty CGI sun and star supernovaing each other. British guy walks up, kisses her, and then they walk out. Back in the dorm, they make out and take their shirts off as she rides on him. Okay, so the British guy's name is Harden, and I can guarantee to you that he's Harden right now! Okay. I'll throw a flag at myself. That was a little unnecessary. Her mom randomly walks in on her and Harden, and she gets super upset. Oh, fuck off, Mom! What are you even doing here? First off, why is the door not locked? Second, why didn't she knock? And third, why is she upset that her daughter might be having sex with her new boyfriend? You don't have the moral high ground here, Mom. You shouldn't be here. You are an adult and you're not enrolled in the school. Her mom then chews her out and says she needs to break up with this boy and focus on schoolwork. Bitch, you don't get to tell her what to do anymore. She can do whatever the fuck she wants and you do not get a say about anything anymore. The ruling on the field is personal foul, 15-yard penalty, and first down. Tessa stands up for herself and basically tells her mom to fuck off, and Tessa calls her out for trying to have her mom live her life through her. Kind of a weird twist, but whatever. Mom says if she leaves now, she'll cut her daughter off. Wow, mother of the year right there. I don't get my way. I don't like my daughter anymore. Yeah, what a great strategy. As far as we know, Tessa has literally just walked out of one fucking class. One class. It's not like she's stopped going to class or anything. She's just spending more time with her new boyfriend. Wait, fuck. Oh, fuck! That's a flag on me! Why am I trying to defend her in her actions? Fuck! Landon tells her to be careful and that Harden might break her heart. The next scene, the two go to an apartment together where Harden says it belongs to a friend of his father's and he's taking care of the plants. They then proceed to lie on the bed. Come on, ref! Eject him! He's a dirty player! That's fucked up! Why is the movie encouraging this? Why are they fucking on a stranger's bed? Why are they making a mess of the place? After making a mess of the place, they make out and have a picnic in the park. Jesus Christ, this really is a wet dream. Every fucking girl's dream of taming the bad boy. Yeah, he's fucked dozens of other girls and is an absolute asshole. But you'll be the one who'll turn him into a good guy because you're just so goddamn different. God, for fuck's sake, I fucking hate this fucking movie. So they go to an aquarium and Harden's like, I don't deserve you. And she's like, Yeah, you do. And he's like, yeah, I do. And then they kiss. Man, they really are dirty players here. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why? Why is this happening to me? So the next scene has the two going to a wedding reception with Landon because their folks are getting married. Yeah, that's a thing that happens. Apparently Landon's mom is white. Okay, I guess she adopted. Wait, her name's Karen. Wait, why is Hardin's dad not British? Wait, hold on. So, Landon is black, but his mom is white. Hardin is British, but his dad's American. Is Hardin's mom British and Landon's dad black? Is there lore to this movie that I don't know about? What is happening? So the dad does the obligatory wedding speech. Hardin says this isn't his father because his father was a drunk. While Tessa tries to defend him, Hardin tells him his sob story of how his dad was drunk. Some guy attacked them and came to their house, and they got in a fight with his mom or something, and he hates his dad for it because his dad wasn't there to protect them. And Hardin almost tells his dad to fuck off, but then Tessa just dances with him instead as another song plays. And then after dancing, they go to have sex. Like, for real this time. Wait, why are they having sex now? Oh, it's gross. I mean, I guess this is the climax. I'll take the flag. The next scene, taking a bath together, and based off of how Tess is sitting, I'm guessing he's still Hardin. I don't regret that. Fuck you, that one was actually pretty funny. So they're playing that game where you write a word with your finger and the person's skin, and after a bit of back and forth, he writes, I love you or something. You don't love her! You barely know her! The next day or something, emo bitch confronts Tessa on who Hardin is and says Hardin does what Hardin does. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, they're all doing this at that one apartment. God damn it! So this is the point in the movie where Tessa and Hardin have a fight because she was snooping around his phone. He asks her if she trusts him, and after she says yes, he says there's no problem and leaves. Yeah, that's a red flag. So we get another shitty pop song as Tessa tries to find out where Hardin is and what he's doing by texting him. Yeah, that'll work. So she goes for a walk and gets into Hardin's car, and the guy he beat up earlier is sitting in it. Apparently he's borrowing it or something. I thought you guys weren't on speaking terms because of the fight that happened earlier. What the fuck, movie? Did you forget your own fucking plot points? Anyway, Tessa walks into the diner and she talks with some of those other girls from earlier. I think, I don't know who they are. She spills the beans to them about how she's in love with Hardin and he's in love with her. Then Hardin comes by and one of the girls reveals that Hardin was dared to make the relationship work. What? Holy shit, dude. You were playing Truth or Dare for months to prove to your friends you can bone this bitch? That makes no sense. Hardin tries to defend himself by saying that the dare was before everything and before he got to know her. That doesn't really help your case, dude. Okay, but funny enough, I can actually sympathize, kind of. When I was a freshman in high school, something similar happened to me with a girl where she was basically dared to play me along. I won't go into details here, but I can sympathize with Tessa's pain. So, good job, movie. You actually made me kind of care slightly. Fuck. Wait. When did this come out? Oh. This came out in 2019. Never mind. So Tessa runs away and Hardin tries to apologize and Tessa says, none of it was real. I thought you actually loved me. Yeah, fuck off, bitch. You dumped your boyfriend for this faggot. You have no one to blame but yourself for the relationship not working out. Yeah, what their group did to her is fucked up, but she has no right to play the moral card. She goes on to say she thought he actually loved him. Oh, fuck off! You had someone who loved you, and you destroyed him so you could fuck some other guy. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Arden tries again to say it was all before, and then delivers this line. You said nothing could change the way you felt about me. Oh, fuck you two. You definitely don't get to play that card. Holy shit, they're both shallow fucking assholes. They're perfect for each other. Jesus Christ, why? So she walks away in the rain and another song plays, and I don't know if it's a cover or not. Harden cries in the rain and she runs away, and I was just laughing at the whole, how the movie thinks the whole thing's supposed to be sad. Tessa rides a bus back to her old house and tells her mom what happened. And her mom apparently knew exactly what happened because she pulled her in for a hug before she even knocked on the door. She was just there, I guess. They have the obligatory I love you stuff, and mom's trying to find out exactly what happened, but Tessa isn't. And then Tessa's just like, I love you, Mom. And Mom's like, I love you too. Oh, it's so sweet. And then she goes to the high school, and she's on the track, and she talks to Noah because he's running or something. I thought it was track practice, but I guess it's not because there's no coach there telling Noah to start running more. He's just allowed to sit on the bench, and he talks to Tessa. Why is he talking to her at all? He should have no investment with her whatsoever. And then she tells him she never meant to hurt him. What? Oh my god, what a bunch of crap. You didn't mean to hurt him. What? You totally meant to hurt him. You cheated on him. And he's like, yeah, I know. What the fuck, dude? I mean, I guess you're not holding a grudge. I guess that's kind of a good thing, but like, you're just letting that go. This person you've been with basically your entire life, you just don't care that she dumped you for someone else, especially not by cheating on you. She then goes on to say she never saw any of this coming, and then was like, well, that's the point. We're supposed to find out who we are. Are you kidding me? They're just gonna make a joke out of this and go their separate ways? What? Oh my gosh. No, that's not how this would happen in real life. So anyway, she heads back to the school, and we had a montage of her beginning to pick her life up and Holden remembering what they had, so they reuse footage from earlier in the movie. Why? This movie's long enough. Oh, and they actually have a really good song playing this time, which I think is important to note because it's the only good song in the movie. Tessa gets an internship at some publishing company, and she's starting to do really well in her classes. She goes to a lecture, and for some reason takes forever to leave the class when the teacher calls her over and says this. Miss Young, this is what Harden turned in, but I think it was more for you than it was for me. Wait, what? No fucking way. No college professor would give that much of a shit about a couple of students they don't even know. What the fuck? Not only would she... Okay, the teacher gave Tessa Harden's homework. She gave him the assignment he turned in. That's not okay. Why does the teacher know about their relationship, and why does she care? You can't just give another student another student's work. That is against so many rules. That's an invasion of student-teacher confidentiality. You can't do that in high school. You can't do that in middle school. You can't do it in elementary school. So you sure as hell can't do that in college. Especially if you did not hand out anyone else's work back. That's the only thing she handed back. It would be one thing if the teacher gave Tessa Harden's assignment when she handed everyone's back and Harden wasn't there because the teacher knew that they were like friends or whatever. That's still wrong, but I mean, it would make some sense. What she's doing right now is completely illegal. So she and Landon are sitting in the field with hundreds of other students, and she looks at Holden's assignment where he drew pictures of the lake and her. Wait, holy shit, that's so fucking creepy. He drew a picture of Tessa and submitted that with his writing assignment. I don't care if you're husband or wife, that's creepy as fuck to submit. And even if she did consent it, that's because you're sending that to your teacher. It would be one thing if it was an art class. But in English class, if you need to submit visual aid, a picture of someone going to the school is creepy as fuck. What prompt did the teacher give her students to allow them to submit this? This is made worse by the fact he never asked her permission to do this. So he wrote her a note secretly in the assignment where he tries to sound super deep, and I've just given up on listening at this point. She goes back to the lake, and Hard creepily comes up behind her, and they stare off into the distance before they look at each other's eyes. The screen turns black, After appears, and the credits roll. What a fucking mess. This movie is very clearly some horny teenager's fan fiction where she very clearly wants an abusive relationship where she ends up taming the bad boy. I'm not even making a joke. If Harden was ugly or overweight or both, it would have been a fucking horror movie. I'm not even trying to enforce the BS ideals of incels, but for fuck's sake, these movies help reinforce their points. Nothing about this movie was good. There's not one good character, no good writing, no good jokes, no good camera work. It's just bad, and it sends a terrible message to young, impressionable teenage girls. That's really all I got. I don't know how to end videos, so subscribe, I guess.